Good evening and welcome to KMTV's Review of the Week. I'm Nicola Everett. It's been another busy week in our newsrooms across the county. On Tuesday, the husband of a mother of two who died in a boat crash in Brazil spoke of his disappointment after two men convicted of killing her avoided jail. Gillian Metcalfe died during a family holiday in 2013. Boatman Raimundo Nonato Lima and Malison Gomez were found guilty of the equivalent of manslaughter by a judge in Manaus. But despite assuring Mrs Metcalfe's family that the men would be jailed, the judge has commuted their prison sentences to 2 years and 8 months of community service. It was also on Tuesday that we spoke to a family in Ashford who've housed dozens of child refugees. Jem Collins went to meet them.
Sue, Lee, Callum and Abby Thomas are just like any other family in Kent, except their network of brothers, sisters, sons and daughters spans to dozens of child refugees. In the last 20 years, they've opened up their home to foster unaccompanied children fleeing conflicts in places such as Afghanistan, Macedonia and Eritrea.
Oldest foster brothers, Balaj and Baba from Afghanistan. It's more than a friendship. It's brotherhood. Yeah, it's the same as the whole family. They're part of the family.
While the Thomases say foster carers are always needed for children from war-torn countries, it's an issue that's come into sharp focus after it was revealed Kent County Council were looking after 720 unaccompanied asylum seekers at the beginning of September.
A lot of the children are orphaned and they maybe have seen what's happened to their parents. They've seen horrendous violence, both against themselves and against people they love, and they can come with nobody.
And as the situation in migrant camps such as Calais continues to develop and unfold, the Thomases have not only urged potential fosterers to come forward, but also for the general public to remember refugees are humans too.
They are primarily and absolutely children first, and as such they need to be looked after with the same care and attention regardless.
This is Jem Collins in Ashford for KMTV.
On Thursday, it was revealed that drivers on the Sheppey crossing are still travelling more than 25 miles per hour faster than the speed limit, despite it being lowered to stop accidents. Here's Jem Collins with the details.
It was the scene of the UK's largest ever pile-up just 2 years ago, but drivers on the Sheppey crossing are still travelling too fast. Following a second crash which killed a mother and her young son last year, police advised at her inquest that the speed limit should be lowered to 50 miles an hour. But just 2 months on, it seems that little has changed. The new 50 mile an hour speed limit was brought in to help prevent any future accidents and to make the bridge safer. But as these new figures show, drivers are still travelling an average of 25 miles an hour above the speed limit. In fact, that's just 5 miles per hour slower than they were travelling when the speed limit was 70. However, Sittingbourne and Sheppey MP Gordon Henderson, who's been campaigning to make the crossing safer for the last 2 years, says it's not just the speed limit that needs looking into.
Well, one of the problems is I think we're getting fixated with the speed limits. I mean, I actually think in many ways the speed limit is a red herring. There are other issues with the bridge. We need some sort of matrix signing on the bridge to warn people of hazards ahead. I particularly want to see some sort of refuge bay system put into place.
This is Jem Collins in Sheerness for KMTV.
Also on Thursday, KMTV took a look at how the Environment Agency plans to protect vulnerable areas from flooding this winter. Aidan Gregory has more.
Kent is no stranger to the wet weather, and with last winter's flooding in mind, the Environment Agency is keen to show the people of Canterbury how they are preparing to deal with whatever comes their way. Today they deployed temporary flood defences along the River Stour to showcase how the initiative is designed to prevent water from damaging nearby homes and businesses. Although they are not permanent, the Environment Agency is adamant that these kinds of defences are better value for money.
It's a matter of a few £1,000s, but compare that to the cost of the multi-millions it would cost to build permanent defences. It's a really good solution in a place where the economics don't allow for a permanent defence. Certainly we've had increased funding for building permanent defences, but once again there is more permanent defences required around the country than we currently have government funding for.
The next time these barriers go up, a flood warning would have been issued by the Environment Agency. This comes after predictions that the River Stour may burst its banks come this winter. This is Aidan Gregory for KMTV.
That's all from us this week, but we'll be back on Monday. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a very good weekend. Good night.